So let us start with today's topic. Okay. Now before that, if you all of you remember yesterday, I had given you a few curves. Okay. Which are the types of curves? U-shaped curve, bell-shaped curve, J-shaped curve. Okay. Now write down applications of curves. Give the heading as application of curves because you should know which type of curve is used for what. Applications of curves. First write down about a bell-shaped curve. Application. Calculating probabilities. Calculating probabilities, comma. Applications of bell-shaped curves. Calculating probabilities, comma. Predicting outcomes. Predicting outcomes. Quality control. Quality control. Identifying patterns of data. Identifying patterns of data. These are the applications of bell-shaped curve. Then application of U-shaped curve. Write down the application of U-shaped curve. See, yesterday we had finished with the curves part, so I'm just giving you applications, and after this I'm going to teach you what is a histogram. Bell-shaped curve. Yes, I will repeat. What are the applications given to you? Can anybody read? Can anybody read for me? Applications? Yes. Great. Calculating probabilities. Next. Quality control. Next. Identify the data pattern. Identify the data pattern. Then write about which curve? U-shaped curve. Write about U-shaped curve. Applications in statistics. First, stress and performance. Stress and performance. Stress and performance. Next is the mortality rates. Mortality rates. You know what is mortality rate, right? If a person has a certain disease, like say COVID, what was the mortality rate? Very high. Number of deaths were high. Okay, like that. So the mortality rates are determined by using U-shaped curves. Then cost curves. Cost curves. Risk factors. Cost curves. Risk factors. Regression analysis. Regression, R-E-G-R-E-S-S-I-O-N. Regression analysis. And the next type was J-shaped curve, right? Application of J-shaped curve, write down. Population growth. Population growth. Trade balance effects. Trade balance effects. Toxicology. Toxicology. Data visualization. Data visualization. Finished? Understood? Now give the heading as graphical representation of frequency distribution. Graphical representation of frequency distribution. Graphical representation of frequency distribution, and give the heading as histogram. 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 Now just read the part that is given over here. Just read it. Histogram or area diagram. This is a very convenient way to represent a frequency distribution. Histogram helps us to get an idea of the frequency curve of variable under the study. Now, if you can see over here, this is a histogram. In this histogram, there is one x-axis or one y-axis. On x-axis, they have given all the weights in kgs. On y-axis, the number of students or frequency of students is given to you. Now, can I say histogram is similar to a bar graph? Similar to a bar graph, okay. Now, what you need to do in order to find out mode in a histogram, now please pay attention. In order to find out mode in a histogram, check what is the highest bar. Which is the highest bar? This. The tallest bar, which indicates a peak in the histogram. Okay. So what you will do first, write down what is a histogram. Then I will give you the method to find out the mode. Histogram, write this part, which I have marked. Write down this part, histogram, which I have marked. Again, it's a frequency distribution graph. It helps to get an idea of frequency curve of the variable under study. And by this, some statistical measure can be obtained using a histogram. Some statistical measure can be obtained by using a histogram. Online students, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Who is this? Not added to the meeting, is it? Just a minute. Tanvi. Just a minute, let me see what has happened over here. Can you join the meeting? Please check. I can see Akanksha over here. Online students, please let me know if you are able to see the screen. Am I audible, visible? Please write in the chat box. Is my screen audible, visible? Screen is not visible. Okay, okay. Wait. Now see whether the screen is visible. Yes? Okay. Please write in the chat box, is the screen visible now? Okay, just write down this part. Everybody finish writing? Okay. केलं होतं ते मध्येच काल जसं झालं ना तसं सेम झालं परत आउट येतं म्हणजे आता बॅक टू मीटिंग जाऊन परत शेअर स्क्रीन केलं खूप वेळ दिसत नव्हतं दिसत नाही okay see now I have just started I'm just showing you all these graphical representation of frequency distribution and before that I have given the applications of the curves okay I'm going to send it on the groups so that all of you can just write down the application wait I'll just send it on the group I'll just give you the application part which I have given over here. Applications of curves I have given. So you can just write it down. I have just started it right now, so don't worry, you have not missed anything. The part that you have missed, I am going to send on the group. Please check everyone. Online students, please let me know. Now we have started with histogram. As you can see, we have started with the histogram part. And now I'm going to tell you, okay, I hope everybody has written this down. A histogram helps us to get an idea of the frequency curve of the variable under study. So some statistical measure can be obtained in the using a histogram. Now, as you can see, please just draw this histogram. Just draw this part of histogram. And I'm going to tell you how to find out mode. I'm going to tell you how to find out mode in a histogram. Okay, I'm going to give you steps. So for that, I want you to just draw it in the rough book. Draw it roughly. We have just started with this histogram part. So online students, do not worry, you have not missed anything as such. Whatever is missed, I have sent it in the group. I have just done with applications of the different types of curves which we have studied yesterday. Just draw this histogram so that draw this histogram. And then give the heading as to find mode in a histogram. Steps to find mode in the histogram. Steps to find mode in a histogram. So just draw this in roughly draw this diagram of histogram, and then give the heading as mode of a histogram. M-O-D-E, mode of a histogram. The mode of a data, write down, the mode of a data set, the mode of any data set represents, I am dictating, the mode of any data set represents the value, the mode of a data set represents the value that occurs most often. The mode of a data set represents the value that occurs most often. To find out mode in a histogram, use the following steps. To find out mode in a histogram, use the following steps. First step, identify the tallest bar. First step, identify the tallest bar. Identify the tallest bar. Second, draw a line from left corner of the tallest bar. Draw a line from the left corner of the tallest bar to the left corner. Draw a line from left corner of the tallest bar to the left corner of the bar to the left corner of the bar immediately after it. So as you can see over here, from left of this to the left of the next bar, a line is drawn like this. Draw a line from left corner of the tallest bar to the bar, to the left corner of the bar, which is immediately after it. Third step, third step, draw a line from right corner, draw a line from right corner of the tallest bar, draw a line from the right corner of the tallest bar to the right corner, draw a line from the right corner of the tallest bar to the right corner of bar, to the right corner of the bar immediately before it, to the right corner of the bar immediately before it. Okay, so now you can see two lines are drawn over here. One is this, one is this. The point where these two lines meet, draw a line to the x-axis and then find out its value, which comes out to be 66.50 in this case. Understood? So you have written up till 3. Step 4, identify the point where the two lines intersect. Identify the point where two lines intersect. Then, fourth point, identify the point where the two lines intersect. Then, draw a straight line down to the x-axis. Draw a straight line down to the x-axis. The point where it hits x-axis, the point where it hits x-axis is our best estimate. The point where line hits the x-axis is our best estimate for the mode. I'll repeat. Identify the point where two lines intersect, then draw a straight line down to the x-axis. The point, this is the point, where the line hits the x-axis is our best estimate of mode. Understood? Easy to understand? Then next, give the heading as frequency polygon. Frequency polygon. Give the next heading as frequency polygon. So now, just write this part. Frequency polygon is meant for single frequency distribution. Frequency polygon is meant for single frequency distribution. However, we can also apply it for a group frequency distribution provided width of the class interval remains the same. Okay, so write this point. Frequency polygon is meant for a single frequency distribution. Then write this. Apply it for group frequency distribution provided width of the class interval remains the same. Provided width of the class interval remains the same. Please write down the part which I have marked. Frequency polygon this is all the basic of statistics, so please understand it. That's the reason I'm spending so much time on the theory part. Okay, now you can see here the frequency polygon for the weights of BBA students is given in the figure. So you can see midpoints over here and number of students, that is frequency over here. So now this is the frequency polygon. Okay, so just draw it roughly. Frequency polygon, just draw it roughly. Just draw the frequency polygon roughly. Just draw this and then I'm going to tell you the steps. Then I'm going to take one example so that you understand what is done. That is better, I guess. Okay, just draw this frequency polygon. Now here midpoints are given to you and number of students are given to you. You have to plot it on a graph. Okay, as you can see, you have to plot it on a graph. Write down the example of this. Finish drawing it, all of you. Draw it. So this is called as a frequency polygon. Why a polygon? What is a polygon? All of you know what is a polygon, right? A closed figure with more than 4 vertices. That is a polygon. Okay. So have you understood this part? Now let us go to the next part because they will not ask you to draw it anywhere. Okay, now ogives or cumulative frequency. Ogives or cumulative frequency. Ogives or cumulative frequency. Okay. Now write this. By plotting cumulative frequency against the respective class boundary, we get ogives. By plotting cumulative frequency against the respective class boundary, we get ogives. By plotting cumulative frequency against the respective class boundary, we get ogives. So there are two types of ogives, as you can see over here. Two types of ogives. Less than type ogives obtained by taking less than cumulative frequency on vertical axis, and more than type ogives by plotting more than type cumulative frequency on the vertical axis, and then joining the plotted points successively by line segments. So write it up till here. Two ogives, less than type ogives obtained by taking less than cumulative frequency on vertical axis, and more than type ogives by plotting more than type cumulative frequency on the vertical axis. Thereafter, joining the plotted points successively by line segments. Ogives may be considered for obtaining quartiles graphically. Ogives may be considered for obtaining quartiles graphically. Now I am going to explain you what is a quartile. Tell me, how many students had maths in 12th standard? Raise your hand. You know it? You know what is a quartile, right? Quartile deviation? No? You don't know? Yes, Sang? Correct. That is a quartile. Quartile manje divide by 4. Correct? As the name suggests, quartile deviation is given by Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. What is Q1? Okay, write down. Finish writing up till here? Okay, write it down. Then I will give you what is Q1, what is Q2 and so on. First quartile, second quartile, third quartile. So write this down, I guess. There is so many things which is given directly and they have assumed that you should know all these things. These things have to be explained, otherwise you will not understand. Okay, right, give the heading as quartile. Quartile. Quartile divides a data set. Give the heading as quartile. Quartile, which is given over here. See, you can see the spelling over here. Huh? Quartile. Quartile is nothing but it divides a data set. It divides a data set into 4 equal parts. It divides the data set into 4 equal parts. It divides the data set into 4 equal parts. So write down Q1 is the first quartile. Q1 first quartile. It represents 25% of the data set. First quartile Q1 represents 25% of data set. Then there is Q2, second quartile, which is also called as the median. It is also called as the median, which represents 50% of data set. Which represents 50% of data set. ओमकार, तुम्हाला जे सांगितलं that was the formula for deviation, Q3 minus Q1. Now Q3, third quartile, it represents 75%. Third quartile, it represents 75% of the data set. And the difference between Q3 and Q1, is called interquartile range. Interquartile range. So understood what is a quartile? Total set is divided into 4 parts. That gives us Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Q1 is 25% of the data set, Q2 is 50%, Q3 is 75%, and Q3 minus Q1 is called as an interquartile range. Okay, now check over here. This is a figure which depicts the ogives and determination of the quartiles. So as you can see, the first quartile Q1 is here, second quartile Q2 is here, third is here, and all these points are joined by line segments. So understood this part? Just write this down. Write this example down. Draw the diagram. And then we come to the end of this particular part. Online students, if anybody has any doubt, please let me know. If anyone has any doubt, please let me know in the chat box. So I hope up till here everybody has understood. Atharvala कळलंय? Harshavardhan, have you understood? All the girls have understood? Any doubt? All of you have the textbook? You don't have the textbook? Okay, wait. Draw this. So I think we have finished with all the parts now. So let us go to the exercise. Is it done? Upper class boundary, lower class boundary, all this is done. I hope I have not left anything. Uh, Pie chart is done. This is done. Okay. Frequency, tally marks, everything is done. Shaped curves is done. Okay. Now let us revise all the parts. And then we will start with the exercise. Now, statistics deals with aggregates. An individual to a statistician has no significance except that the fact that it is a part of the aggregate. Statistics is concerned with quantitative data. Here, qualitative data can also be converted to quantitative data by providing a numerical description to the corresponding qualitative data. Understood? Next, theory of statistic inferences is built upon random sampling. I've told you what is a sample. If the rules for random sampling are not strictly adhered to, the conclusion drawn on the basis of these unrepresentative samples would be erroneous. There will be an error in the samples. We can broadly classify data as primary data, secondary data. Mode of representation of data is textual representation. So in textual representation, what will come? Written in text. Next is tabular representation, table of tally marks, which I have shown you yesterday. Diagrammatic representation is ogive histogram. So these are the types of diagrams. Line diagram, bar diagram, pie chart. Then frequency distribution of a variable. We find out the range by subtracting largest minus smallest observation. So largest observation minus smallest observation will give you range. Number of class interval into class length is equal to range. All these things are done. Count the tally marks and represent these numbers in the next column known as the frequency column and check the total number of frequencies. Now, let us solve exercise. So now, how many questions are there? Let me check. Total questions are for this part, A part. Only 60. So do it fast. Now 1 to 10, I'll give you some time to solve 1 to 10. I'll show you 1 to 10. Wait. And each and every one of you is going to answer. Everyone. I'm going to ask each and every one of you. You have to answer. Please mark 1 to 10 first. I'll give you 5 times for that. 5 minutes for that. Okay. So who will tell me the first answer? Om. Which of the following statements is false? Statistics is derived from the Latin word status. Statistics is derived from Italian word statista. Statistics is derived from French word statistic, or none of these. C. C is the correct option for answer 1. Question 1. Because they have asked you which of the statements is false. Okay. So statistic is which word? German. Good. Next. What's your name again? Aditya. Yes. Statistics is defined in terms of numerical data in singular sense, plural sense, either A or B, both A and B. Which is the correct option? Statistics is defined in terms of numerical data in singular form. म्हणजे काय singular plural माहिती आहे तुला what is singular plural? नाही, see. Singular म्हणजे काय? Plural म्हणजे काय? Tree, trees. एकवचन, अनेकवचन. So that is singular plural. So statistics is a term which is defined in both singular and plural as well. Option D is the correct option. तुझं मराठी मीडियम होतं? ठीक. बोथ सिंग्युलर प्लुरल असं दिलंय ना टेक्स्टबुक मध्ये? You have the textbook with you. Please check. In the first paragraph itself it is given. Is it? म्हणून मी B आहे only plural form. Okay, so B is the correct option. Next, statistics is applied in economics, commerce, business management. All of these, option D. Fourth, statistics is concerned with qualitative information, quality, quantitative information, quantity, A or B, or both A and B. Both A and B, option D is correct for the fourth one. Fifth, an attribute is a qualitative characteristics, quantitative, measurable, all of these. Both qualitative, quantitative? Correct. Attribute means option A. So for example, let me give you an example of attribute. If they are going to tell you information about population density, so what will be the attribute in that case? Density. That's a quality, right? Next, income, annual income of a person is a discrete variable. Option B, correct. Next, marks of a student is an example of next, correct, discrete variable, option B. 8, nationality of a student is attribute, correct. Drinking habit of a person is attribute. Age of a person is why? The age will not remain same throughout. It's not a continuous variable, it's a discrete variable, age. Why? It is going to increase. So basically right now your age is, let's say, 5 years old. Then next year it will be 6 years old. So it is a continuous process. Correct. Option C for the 10th one. 11th, data collected on a religion. Sorry. Data collected on religion from the census reports are correct. It's a secondary data. Option B for the 11th one. 12th, the data collected on the height of a group of students after recording their heights with a measuring tape. Primary data, correct. 13th, the primary data are collected by all of these: interview method, observation method, questionnaire method. The quickest method to collect primary data is telephonic, correct. Option C. 15th, the best method to collect data in case of a natural calamity. Personal interview, option A. 16th, in case of a rail accident, the appropriate method of data collection is by indirect interview. Option C. Which method of data collection covers the widest area? Telephonic interview, mailed questionnaire, mailed questionnaire method. Correct. Option B. 18th, amount of non-responses is maximum in mailed responses. Option A. 19th, some important sources of secondary data are international and government sources. Option A for the 19th one. 20, internal consistency of collected data can be checked when that's the correct answer. Number of related series, because see, in order to find out whether a data is consistent or no, you should know what has happened before and after as well. Then only you can provide the connecting link. Then 21st, accuracy and consistency of data can be verified by ओमला बरोबर आला आन्सर scrutiny. Next, the mode of representation of data are textual, tabulation or diagrammatic. Option A. Best method of presentation of data is B and C both. Tabular data is also easy to understand, table, and diagrammatic म्हणजे diagram, histogram or give, त्याच्यावरनं पण आपल्याला easy जातं. So B and C, D is the correct option for 23rd. 24th, the most attractive method of data representation is correct. The best method of presentation of data, both B and C. Tabular is also correct. B and C है ना, option D. त्यांनी B दिलाय. Okay, so go with B, tabular. But if I was the examiner, if I had set the paper, both B and C is correct. Of course, na, diagrammatic also it becomes easy for you to understand. नहीं, D आएगा. Are, you know what? In your textbook, let me clear this for everyone. Many errors are there. You will see now in chapter number 14, theoretical distribution. Is it 14? I don't remember, but theoretical distribution, there are many errors given in the textbook. So don't go according to the textbook. Some things you have to understand by yourself as well. So D is the correct option for 24th. 25th, the tabulation caption is, sorry, 23rd we did. 24th, the most attractive method of data representation is diagrammatic, C. For tabulation, caption is upper part of the table, option A. Stub of a table is describing the columns. टेक्स्टबुक मध्ये जस्ट चेक करा काही दिले का रिलेटेड टू स्टब. प्लीज चेक. फॉर अ टेबल हैव दे मेंशन्ड एनीथिंग रिलेटेड टू स्टब? See, the stub of a table is, that is given in the textbook, page number 13.7, page number of your textbook. I'm going to go there and show you. 13 point, that is way ahead. 13.7 here. This, the table under consideration should be divided into caption, that is box head, stub and body. So stub is the left part of the table providing description of rows. They will ask you anything. So that is the reason you have to read it very well. Reading the text is very important because they do this. Okay, mark this entire paragraph as important. Mark this entire point 2 as important. So then a table should be divided into a caption, that is the heading, box head, which gives us what the information is about, stub and body. So caption is the upper part of the table describing columns and subcolumns. The box head is the entire upper part of the table which includes columns and subcolumn numbers, units of measurement along with caption. Stub is the left part of the table providing description of the rows. So it provides description of the rows, and the body is the main part of the table that contains the numerical figures. Okay, so this is an important point. So that was which 26. So stub is what? Option D, left part of the table describing the rows. So 26 का answer है option D. 27. The entire upper part of the table is known as box head. Unit of measurement and tabulation is shown as in body. The tabulation source of data, if any, is shown in the tell me the answer of 29. In tabulation source of data, if any, is shown in the caption. Footnote. Footnote? I don't know. You tell me, you have the textbook in front of you. Read that paragraph which I have given on 13.7 as important point 2 and tell me what is the answer of 29th. Source of the data, if footnote. So 29 का answer है option A, footnote. 30th, which of the following statements is untrue for tabulation? So tell me. 30th, I'll give you 5 minutes to do 30th to 35. Do it. Then we will discuss the answers. Okay. Please do it. So now tell me what is the answer of the 30th one. Which of the following statements is untrue for tabulation? Untrue means which of the statements are false? Hmm? Statistical analysis of data requires tabulation. It facilitates comparison between rows and not columns. So B is the correct answer. 31. Hidden trend, if any, in the data can be noticed in diagrammatic representation. Diagrammatic representation of data is done by charts. Charts can also be a diagram. Yes. Pictures. Basically all of these. Current pictures manje pictograph. Correct. So all of these is the answer for this. 32. 33. The most accurate mode of data representation is हिस्टोग्राम. आत्ता आपण केलं, त्याच्यात आपण मोड वाचलं. हां, मोडमध्ये काय सांगितलंय त्यांनी? द मोस्ट ॲक्युरेट मोड ऑफ डेटा रिप्रेझेंटेशन इज डायग्रामॅटिक मेथड, टॅब्युलेशन, textual representation. Histogram is a diagram. From histogram it is easier for us to find out mode. So option is A for the 33rd one. 34th. The chart that uses logarithm of a variable is known as? Yes. The chart that uses logarithm of a variable is known as? Find out in the textbook. Somewhere it must be given. Please find out and tell me the answer. Is it line chart, ratio chart, multiple line chart, or component line chart? "60 questions are there, come on. I have to complete this today." Yes, Omkar, tell me. The logarithm of a variable, the chart which uses logarithm of a variable. I guess it will be in line chart or multiple line chart somewhere. Because they have not given anything regarding ratio chart, also component line chart is not there. So between A and C, tell me which is the correct option. Is it given in the textbook, ratio chart? Okay, page number 13.9. On page number 13.9, you can read this information that chart that uses a logarithm of a variable is known as a ratio chart. So that is option B. So you understood the importance of reading the textbook? Okay, next. Multiple line chart is applied for? Two or more related time series. Okay. D. Pakka? So 35 option D. Option D. आहे D, correct? Multiple axis line chart is considered when both A and B, there is more than one time series or the units of variables are different. Huh? Both A and C, option C. A and B, option C. For the 36th one, answer is option C. 37th, horizontal bar diagram is used for? B option hai. Two or more related. I told you the same thing, but somebody told me option is D. I don't have the textbook in front of me. You have to find out and tell me. Isn't it? See, एक बात बताती हूँ. From this chapter, up till now, not a single thing is asked. But you can never keep it for option because this is a base of statistics. All of you have to understand this. Okay, so that's the reason I am making you read everything, write everything, because these are the basics. So 35 का option B है for sure. B is the correct option. Check किया. Okay, next. Multiple axis line chart is considered when. What is the answer for 36? D. Who told me D? आता अथर्ववर विश्वास ठेवणार नाही मी अजिबात. रॉंग आन्सर सांगितलेला आहे मला. 36 विचारते मी. 36 काय आन्सर आहे? What is the answer for 36th? B. The units of variables are different. मला ना 4 वेगवेगळी आन्सर्स येत आहेत. ओके, एक म्हणतंय बी आहे, एक म्हणतंय डी आहे. नक्की काय आन्सर? टेल मी. पक्का लॉक किया जाए? करेक्ट है? ओके, सो 36 का आंसर है डी, ए एंड बी. ओके, 37. हॉरिजॉन्टल बार डायग्राम इज यूज्ड फॉर ए एंड सी, क्वालिटेटिव डेटा एंड डेटा वेरिंग ओवर स्पेस. हमने देखा है क्वालिटेटिव डेटा. आर यू श्योर? See, always remember, okay, just write it down. On x-axis, qualitative data is given, and on y-axis, quantitative data is given. On x-axis, qualitative data. On y-axis, quantitative data. So tell me the answer of 38. Okay, I'll give you some time. Solve from 38 to 48. 10 solve, then we will do it. Okay, tell me the answer for 38. Vertical bar diagram is applicable when? Omkar? 38. Option D is the correct option. Everyone got the same answer? Anybody with a different answer? 39th. Aditya. Divided bar graph is considered for comparing different components of a variable, relation of different components, A or B, D, C and D दोनों आएंगे, A and D. Comparing different components of a variable, D is the correct option. D is the correct option. 40th. दोनों है ना, तो A and B दोनों होंगे और नहीं होगा. You want to me to explain the meaning? So divided bar graph, there are two different types of data that are compared in a double bar graph, no? Divided bar graph. It is divided, right? Two types of data are there. So you have to compare the different components of one variable in one type of data and also find out the relation between different components in the table. काय हिंदीमध्ये एक्सप्लेन करू मी हे? देवा, काहीच कळत नाही तुला अथर्व? आतापर्यंत तुला काही कळलं नाही का सांग? मग स्टडी करायलाच पाहिजे. इथे मी काय सांगते आणि घरी जाऊन काहीच करायचं नाही असं थोडीच असतं. एक्सप्लेन केलेलं कळत नाही. ओके, मग आता मराठीत करते. आपल्याला डबल बार ग्राफ जो आपण करतो, डिव्हायडेड बार ग्राफ, त्याला दोन सेट्स ऑफ डेटा आपण मार्क करतो. एक बार ग्राफ एक सेट ऑफ डेटा, दुसरा बार ग्राफ दुसरा सेट ऑफ डेटा. ह्याचा अर्थ काय आहे? कंपेअर डिफरंट कंपोनंट्स ऑफ अ व्हेरिएबल. म्हणजे काय? दोन व्हेरिएबल्स, दोन कंपोनंट्स असतात. कारण एक एक्स ॲक्सिसवर आपण मार्क करतो, एक वाय ॲक्सिसवर करतो. सो देर इज अ रिलेशन बिटवीन द डिफरंट कंपोनंट्स ऑल्सो ना. एक्स ॲक्सिस आणि वाय ॲक्सिसवर मध्ये रिलेशन आहे, म्हणूनच दॅट कॅन बी शोन ऑन द बार ग्राफ. हां, सो माझं काय आहे तुम्हाला सांगते. माझं स्वतःचं इंग्लिश मीडियम आहे. सो पूर्ण ईच अँड एव्हरी वर्ड मी मराठीत नाही सांगू शकत, कारण ॲट टाइम्स मला पण ते काय म्हणतो, आय एम नॉट एबल टू एक्सप्रेस असं म्हणूया. इंग्लिश येणं मस्ट आहे. CA फाउंडेशनला आपण बसतोय, अदरवाईज लॉ अवघड जाणार. सो ज्यांना इंग्लिश येत जर नसेल, असं जर असेल तर प्लीज लर्न इंग्लिश, एवढंच मी सांगू शकते. हां, ईच अँड एव्हरी वर्ड मी मराठीत सांगू शकत नाही. आय एम रिअली सॉरी, कारण आय एम अ इंग्लिश मीडियम स्टुडंट. ईच अँड एव्हरी वर्ड इन मराठी इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी टू टेल. सो प्लीज ट्राय टू अंडरस्टँड. ओके अथर्व, समजलं काय सांगितलं ते? ओके, नाव 40th one. In order to compare two or more related series, we consider, हे झालं ना आपलं? नाही, टेल मी द आन्सर फॉर द 40th one. 40. अर्णव, 40th का आंसर A और B, मल्टिपल बार चार्ट और ग्रुप्ड बार चार्ट. हां, सो मल्टिपल बार चार्टचा अर्थ काय? दोन 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 और मोर variables to compare, that is multiple. And grouped bar is, you know, different groups are marked on the chart. Okay, आता 41. Pie diagram is used for comparing different components of the relation, representing qualitative data in a circle, representing quantitative data in a circle, B or C. What is the answer? A ka B? A frequency distribution is all of these. Can I say D is the correct option for 42? Confidently say yes or no. Yes or no? Yes? Arnav, Harshavardhan, what is the answer? All of these? D? पक्का लॉक किया जाए. Next, frequency distribution of a continuous variable is known as group frequency distribution. A. Okay, now 44 to okay, now 44, tell me the answer. Who will tell me? Bhavika. The distribution of shares and an example of frequency distribution of continuous variable. Is it right? हाँ, बरोबर नहीं है ना. 44 का आंसर क्या है? Is it a continuous variable or a discrete variable? काय डिफरन्स आहे डिस्क्रीट आणि कंटिन्युअस मध्ये? व्हॉट इज द डिफरन्स बिटवीन डिस्क्रीट अँड कंटिन्युअस? डिस्क्रीट म्हणजे एकच. ओके, एकच काहीतरी क्वांटिटी दिली आहे, दॅट इज अ डिस्क्रीट व्हेरिएबल. अँड व्हॉट इज अ कंटिन्युअस व्हेरिएबल? इफ देर आर क्लासेस, if there are more than one classes, so it's a continuous variable, correct? So now distribution of shares will be over different classes, isn't it? Correct. So continuous नहीं रहेगा. Yes, it is a discrete variable. Will it be an attribute? Will it be an attribute? No. Why? Because attribute is, what is an attribute? It's a quality. So 44 का फाइनल आंसर है ऑप्शन ए. नेक्स्ट 45, distribution of profits of a blue chip company. It can't be discrete, right? Option B. 46, mutually exclusive classification. हाँ, आता mutually exclusive म्हणजे काय? What? हाँ, म्युच्युअली इन्क्लुसिव्ह आणि म्युच्युअली एक्सक्लुसिव्ह. हां, म्युच्युअली इन्क्लुसिव्ह मीन्स व्हॉट? दे आर if there are two events, both those events are mutually related to each other or dependent upon each other, that is mutually inclusive. And if they are not dependent upon each other, they are called as mutually exclusive. Understood the meaning of mutually inclusive and exclusive? हां, मग आता मला सांगा म्युच्युअल एक्सक्लुसिव्ह क्लासिफिकेशन 46 चा आन्सर काय येईल? Who will tell me the answer? I don't remember your names again. What's your name? Payal, Srushti, Shweta, Palak, Payal. Somehow I'm not able to remember. ऐसे होता है. Okay, anyways. Palak, can you tell me? Or Srushti, can you tell me? Option B for mutually exclusive. Excludes the upper class limit but includes the lower class limit. Correct. These two are different events ना, सेम इव्हेंट नाही आहे. सो म्युच्युअली एक्सक्लुसिव्ह नाही आहेत. एकमेकांवर डिपेंडेंट आहेत का? नाही आहेत. 47, म्युच्युअली इन्क्लुसिव्ह क्लासिफिकेशन इज युजली मेंट फॉर ऑप्शन ए का ऑप्शन डी, डिस्क्रीट वेरिएबल. म्यूचुअल एक्सक्लूसिव क्लासिफिकेशन इज मेंट फॉर 48 का आंसर बोलो. चलो, व्हाट इज द आंसर? हर्षवर्धन 48. Mutually exclusive classification is usually meant for a discrete variable, a continuous variable, an attribute, any of these. D is the correct answer. 49th, lower class boundary is called A lower limit to LCL. Option B. Now last 10 are remaining. Come on. The UCB is upper limit to UCL. Option A. 51. Length of a class is upper class limit minus lower class limit is the length of the class. UCL minus UCL, LCL. Will it be boundary or will it be class? Answer is A. Difference between the upper class boundary and lower class boundary is the correct answer. Option A. 52. कळलं का आदित्य? लोअर क्लास बाउंड्री आणि लोअर क्लास लिमिट ह्यातला फरक कळलाय? 52. For a particular class boundary, the less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency add up to total frequency. Correct? Option A. 53. Frequency density corresponding to a class interval is the ratio of frequency density corresponding to class interval will be a ratio of class frequency to total frequency. So कुठला option? D is the correct option or B is the correct option? अथर्व B का D? Class frequency to the class length. हाँ, option B is the correct option. भाविका पक्का लॉक किया जाए? 54. Relative frequency for a particular class. This must be given in the textbook. Find out. Relative frequency for a particular class. मेहनत करो मेहनत. Find out. Where is it given? Relative frequency for a particular class lies between A 0 and 1. पक्का? Arnav म्हणतोय answer is option A. Online students, what is the answer for question number 54? Can anybody tell me and write it in the chat box along with explanation? Hello there. Who is this? Okay. Screen is not visible. Okay. Again, let me check what has happened. Okay. This was a... I hope it is visible. I hope you are able to hear me also. Okay, 54 का आंसर है ऑप्शन A. Palak, is it option A? Option A is the correct option. Next, mode of a distribution can be obtained from histogram. Option A. Median of a distribution can be obtained from ogive. Correct. 57. Less than type ogives. A comparison among the class frequencies is possible only in histogram. Frequency curve is a limiting form of frequency curve is a limiting form of. Tell me the answer. हाँ, क्या आंसर है? फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगॉन. नेक्स्ट, 59th. Most of the commonly used frequency curves are, हाँ, this I have not given you, but remember it's a bell-shaped curve. Bell-shaped curve is the most commonly used frequency curve. Last, distribution of profits of a company follows bell-shaped. Now let us start with set B. We have to finish set B and set C today. Set B, how many questions? Only 7 questions. And set C, only 5 questions. So I think it is doable. Okay. Out of 1000 persons, 25% were industrial workers and the rest were agricultural workers. 300% enjoyed World Cup matches. 30% of people who had not watched World Cup matches were industrial workers. What is the number of agricultural workers who has enjoyed World Cup matches on TV? So now write down along with me. क्या 750? Now we will do set B, the first question. Tell me how many total number of workers are there? So total workers is 1000. Industrial workers were 25%, means 25% of 1000. Correct? Industrial workers is equal to 25%, that is 25 upon 100 into 1000. Answer is 250, correct? Industrial workers are 250. 30% of the people who has not watched the World Cup matches were industrial workers. So 30%. 30 upon 100 into 1000 is how much? 300. Check any other information is given. Please check if any other information is given. So let us draw a table. That becomes easier for us to write it down. So let us draw a table. So these are industrial workers. These are agricultural related. एक minute, huh? Just a minute. Okay. Writing here is very difficult, na? It's not so easy. Okay? So please excuse the handwriting. Watched the matches. Watched matches. Then not watched matches. NWM. Not watched matches. 210, 490. Total is 700. And the third part is total. So total is 250, which we have found out, 250. Agricultural wale are 750. And this is 1000. Correct? So what is the correct answer for this one? 260. Right? Have you understood what I have done over here? From the given information, I have found out the values. Then we have formed a table. Watched matches, not watched matches. IW is the industrial workers, agricultural workers, and total. And they have asked us the agricultural workers who had watched World Cup matches on TV. So that is number is 260. I hope everybody has understood this. Only subtractions you have to do. Yes, any doubt, anyone? Have you understood this part? Shall we move to the next part? अथर्वला कळलं का आता? नसेल कळलं तर विचारा आत्ताच. इट्स ओके अथर्व, असं नाही. आय एम नॉट टार्गेटिंग यू ऑर एनिथिंग. आय एम ऑल्सो ट्राइंग टू फाइंड आउट तुला कळलंय का आज. Second question. Now I am going to give you some time. So you have understood how the first question is done. Have you? Now in the similar way you have to do the second question by drawing the table. So I'll have to give you some time to solve on your own. Yes? Please solve it. करते. अच्छा, this is only moving. Okay, so now as you can see over here, what have they given us in the first question? Total number of workers is 1000, total number of persons. 25% were industrial workers, so 25 upon 100 into 1000. So industrial workers came out to be 250 total. If you can see over here, the industrial workers is given as 250. And the rest were agricultural workers. Okay. Now 300% enjoyed World Cup matches on TV. So total 300 persons who watched matches. Then 30% of people who had not watched World Cup matches were industrial workers. So 30% of what? 30% of 1000. So 30 upon 100 into 1000, that comes out to be, correct? 30%. 30% of 700. Why 700? Because the people who have watched matches are 300. Total number of persons are 1000. 1000 minus 300 is 700. Then what is the number of agricultural workers who had enjoyed World Cup matches on TV? So now we have this, okay. 40 workers, and this is also given to us, 250. So now what you will do, this minus this will give you this number. So 750 minus 490 will give you 260, which is the correct answer. Understood? Second question, chalo, Harshavardhan will do it. Harshavardhan will tell us the answer. And just tell me the explanation also. A sample study of people of an area, question number 2, revealed that total number of women are 40% and the percentage of coffee drinkers were 45 as a whole and the percentage of male coffee drinkers were 20. What was the percentage of female non-coffee drinkers? चला सांगा. Total number of people are? Huh? Total number of people are 100. Is it given? So what we have done? We have assumed. Huh? So total number is equal to 100. Now let us make the chart. Male, female, total. Then coffee drinkers, non-coffee drinkers, and total. These are the rows. So you should be able to draw the table and make the correct rows and columns here. Huh? So now tell me, how many male coffee drinkers? Okay, what all is given? Huh? So 45% of, so what is total? 100. So 45% of 100. So 45 upon 100 into 100, that comes out to be, sorry. हे काय झालं? Sorry. Okay. So total of coffee drinkers is correct. Next what is given? Total is 100. So how much is 100 minus 45? So 55 are non-coffee drinkers. Then next what is given? The total number of women were 40% and percentage of coffee drinkers was 45 as a whole, and the percentage of male coffee drinkers was 20. So male coffee drinkers किती होणार? 20 upon 100 into 45. Correct? Will male drink, total people हो गया. So now male coffee drinkers are 20, so 20%, so this will be 20. Huh? So how much is female coffee drinkers? 45 minus 20, that is 25. Now non-coffee drinkers are how many? 40. What is 55 minus 40? What is the total of female coffee drinkers? 50 कोण म्हणलं रे? Addition. So how much is 100 minus 40? So now what is the correct answer? So this is the correct answer which we want. 15. आया समझ में? Is it easy? आदित्य कळलं? Next. Cost of sugar. Cost of sugar in a month. Cost of sugar in a month under heads raw table, labor, direct production and others was 12, 20, 35, 23 units respectively. What is the difference between central angles for the largest and smallest components? Central angles यानी ये कौन सा है? Pie chart, pie chart, pie graph, pie chart, what? आंसर आ गया सबका? So first form the table. Raw material, labor, direct production, others, and total. Then expenses, what are the expenses? Expenses given are 12, 20, 35, 23 and total. What is total? 90. So how do we find out the angle for the pie graph? Theta. Angle, let us call it that, call it call it as theta. So theta is going to be expenses upon total expenses into 100. Huh? Theta angle is going to be expenses upon total into 100. So first I am going to do it for you for raw materials. So that is 12 upon 90 into 100. Answer is 120 upon 9. Answer is, अरे कैलकुलेटर पे बोलो आंसर 120 upon 9. हाँ, expenses upon total into 100. So how much is 120 upon 9? अरे आंसर सांगा 120 upon 9. Tell me somebody. 120 divided by 9, what is the answer? 48. Expenses upon total into 100. Not 100. It should be, it's a pie chart. So it should be, thank you. My bad. माझं चुकलं आता. 360. So 12 upon 90 into 360 is how much? 12 into 4 is 48. So this is the answer is 48. Next angle, find out. Next angle, please find out. 35 upon 90 into 360. Raw materials काय? Thank you again. This is your theta. So raw materials, this is 48. Next is 20 upon 90 into 360. 20 upon 90 into 360. What is the answer? 80. I will write the answer over here. Huh? Next, 35 upon 90 into 360. 145. 140. Next, 23 upon 90 into 360. 92. Next, 90 upon 90 into 360. So that is going to be 360 itself. Correct? So now what is the maximum angle? What is the maximum angle? What is the minimum angle? What is the difference? Answer is 92, option. What is the option given? D. Option D for the third one. Chalo. Now the fourth one. The number of accidents for 7 days in a locality is given. Number of accidents and their frequency is basically given. So the number of cases where 3 or less accidents have occurred. So 3 or less, yani what you need to add? You need to add 15 plus 19 plus 22 plus 31. Next question we are talking about. Okay, let me show you the question over here. This is the fourth question which we are solving now. number of accidents and their frequency is given, and they have asked us what is the number of cases when 3 or less accidents have occurred. So 3 ke niche sub. So 15 plus 19 plus 22 plus 31. Answer is 87, option D. So this was a very easy question. Next, fifth one. The following data relates to incomes of 86 persons. So they have given a, is it a continuous frequency, group frequency table? Continuous group frequency or ungrouped? It is group frequency, but is it continuous or non-continuous? So do you need to convert it to continuous? Is it required here? What is the percentage of persons earning more than 1,500? So 36 plus 7 क्या आता है? 43. 43 divided by total number of persons. So how many persons earn more than 1,500? What is 15 plus 28 plus 36 plus 7? Find out the total. 86 आया total number of persons. So 43 upon 86 into 100. That will give you the answer as 50. Option A. अथर्व समजलं काय केलं? 36 plus 7 केलं का? कारण 1,500 पेक्षा जास्त इन्कम वाले पाहिजेत आपल्याला. सो ते आहे 36 plus 7. That comes out to be 43. Total find out केलं 15 plus 28 plus 36 plus 7. That comes out to be 86. So 43 upon 86 into 100. कारण आपल्याला percentage find out करायचं. 50. Correct. The following data relate to the group of students. Okay. How many students got marks more than 30? More than 30. How many students got the marks? 184. 184 is the answer. Are you sure? हाँ पढ़ो 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 and then tell me. Arnav will tell the answer, I think. Arnav is the correct person to answer. माइनस क्या करना पड़ेगा? करेक्ट. ऐड करना पड़ेगा, ऐड करना पड़ेगा या सब्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा? ओके, नाउ टेल मी हाउ मच इज 30 plus 65? Okay, first let us go one by one. How many total number of students are there? Check the question. Total number of students? Can we do it as 100 minus 65? Can we do it as 100 minus 65? 100 minus 65 is how much? So is 35 the correct answer? अथर्व बरोबर आहे का? 35. ओम 35 करेक्ट आहे आन्सर. कारण त्यांनी काय विचारलंय? नंबर ऑफ स्टुडंट्स हू गॉट मार्क्स मोर दॅन 30. हां, मोर दॅन 30 म्हणजे सो आपण 100 minus 65 का केलं? बिकॉज बिलो 50 म्हणजे दे आर ऑलरेडी ग्रेटर दॅन 30. सो 100 minus 65 which will give us the answer as 35. अथर्व कळलं का? सेवेंथ वन. सेवेंथ वन आता कोण आन्सर करेल मला फ्रॉम गर्ल्स? पलक, श्वेता, भाविका, सृष्टी will answer. पायल, चला ट्राय करा. सो सिंपल सबट्रॅक्शन है. 23 कसं कोण एक्सप्लेन करणार? चलो हर्षवर्धन, यू एक्सप्लेन इन हिंदी. कैसे? क्यों? वाई? So 38 minus 15, you will get the answer is 23, option B. Now let us do C. Set C, only 5 minutes are remaining. कल करते हैं. एक करून टाकू. चला एक फर्स्ट वन करून टाकू प्लीज. खूप आहेत करंट सम्स. हाँ, let us only solve question number 1 today. चलेगा? चलो. In a study about the male and female students of commerce and science departments of a college in 5 years, the following data were observed or obtained. 1995, 70% male students, 65% read commerce, 20% of female students who read science. 3000 is the total number of students. In 2000, 75% male students, 40% science, read science. 50% of male students read commerce, and 3600 is the total number of students. So chalo bolo. First let us draw a table. Table is must. From the given data you have to draw a table. Set C. The first question. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay. Okay, let us form the table first. Let us form the table for set C. Commerce students, science students, total, male, female, total. This is for 1995. Similar table you will have to draw for 2000. Year 2000. So again the same thing. Commerce, science, total, male, female, total. Huh? So यहाँ पे let us fill up information. They have asked us to find out the ratio of X is the ratio of commerce and science female students after combining. Okay. चलो अभी ये बोलो. What are the answers? How many students, male students? 71? 70%. So 70 upon 100 into 3000. Total number of people are given to you as 3000 for 1995. Okay, I am going to fill in the values. You tell me how you get these values. If you don't understand, I'll tell you. But you have to make the effort of understanding. 180, 900 total, 870, 2100. कसं केलं? चला बघा. So here basically I have given you the answers. Similarly for the year 2000. नाही आला तर मी एक्सप्लेन करणार आहे. I want you to understand this. Let me arrange. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 0. Okay. Now your total number of students are 3600 for 2000. What happened, Omkar? What is the big joke? $2,700, that is 900 plus, sorry, 3600 minus 900 gives us 2700. This is 1350, or this is again 1350. Check whether you are understanding what I am trying to do here. 70% of male are there. So 70 upon 100 into 3000. What is the amount? Calculate. 70 upon 100 into 3000. Find out what is the amount. They have given us in 1995, 70% are male. That means 70% of the total are male. So 70 upon 100 into 3000. Answer is? Tell me the answer. 70 upon 100 into 3000. Huh? 2100. So that is the total number of males. Correct? So now 3000 was the total number of people. 3000 minus number of males will give us number of females, that is 900. Okay. Next step, 65 read commerce. 65% read commerce. So 65% male read commerce, is it given? Is it mentioned? No. So what is 65 that is given? That is given. So 65 upon 100, sorry, 65 upon total. What is the total? 900 females, but they have not given who read commerce. Male or female, that is not given, na? Just a minute, give me the textbooks. Yes. 20% of female students read science. Okay. So the number of females who read science, first let us find that out. 20 upon 3000 into 100. Tell me the answer. Who read science. Okay, I think we will stop here for today. I will take set C from on tomorrow only, because that is then total number of questions are how many? 7 questions or 5 questions in set C. So we will do them tomorrow. Let us stop here for today. I'll explain each and everything, don't worry. So that is market. Okay, so online students, any doubt? Anyone? If no, I think we'll stop here for today. Bye bye, everyone.